Hey, how the heck are you? This is Tom the Beer Whisperer, and I'm back. I'm changing gears slightly with the Kraftig lager. Kind of went from one extreme to the other. This is about a 5% lager from the William K. Busch Brewing Company out of St. Louis, Missouri. Some of you know, or most of you know, Budweiser was recently sold to InBev, which was out of St. Louis. They kind of bragged that was their thing for years, but now it's no longer an American beer, actually. William K. Busch, I'm going to read this from their website. They are brewed to the German purity law of 1516. That's a claim that not many American lagers can make, and that's true. We use only 4 basic ingredients preferred by the classically trained brewmasters. In our case, those ingredients are simply the best available to any brewer. Pure water, fine barley malt, premium brewer's yeast, and noble Hallertau hops. Okay, pretty straightforward, right? I mean, this is basically, the old school American beer before the adjuncts took over. A lot of the bigger American breweries actually brewed beers without the rice and the corn syrup that they currently have at one point, and I guess it just became more cost effective to keep adding ingredients a little bit at a time and taking the malt out. And Americans were fooled into thinking that was good beer, and that's a big problem. I poured a little bit in a glass. I'm probably going to keep most of it in a can, but I want to show you what it looked like. This is very light, right? It looks similar to, your big three, Bud, Miller, Coors. The difference being, right there in the flavor, the difference being that this has malt. This does not have corn syrup. PBR, you listening to me? That stuff is crap. It doesn't have rice, Budweiser. It doesn't have other miscellaneous ingredients that you're afraid to post. Miller and Coors, you all should be ashamed of yourself. And the reason I'm drinking this is to prove a point. That even if your preference is a lighter brew, even if that's what you like, this cost me $11 a 12 pack. Okay, probably more than, High Life or some, cheap 30 pack. But that's pretty reasonable for a beer that is actually beer. The stuff that you're drinking, folks, from those macros aren't really beer. It's not what beer. That's what you're calling beer, but it isn't beer. So my point is, if you want something light, and maybe you don't like the IPAs, maybe you think it's too hoppy, or maybe you don't like dark beers for some reason. You've got that dark beer thing. I've had so many people like, "Oh, I just can't drink them dark beers." I live in that kind of neighborhood. This is a beer that's all beer. It's light. It's not gonna knock if you're an IPA drinker, it's not gonna knock your socks off. But it is that perfect, 90 humid, beer. I mean, this is what we're dealing with today. This is a nice beer for that. It's also, if you're a guy that likes to drink beer with your food, this is a light one. It's just a good, easy drinker. Is it going to be one of my top 10 of all time? Absolutely not. But am I going to go to it in a pinch on occasion? Yeah, because there's a time when you just want to drink something good, quick, and refreshing, and this one fits the bill. William K. Busch Brewing, and I may be pronouncing it wrong, but it looks like it's Kraftig. So there you go. Let me pour just a little more so you can take a look at her. Again, it doesn't have to be crazy, right? This is proving to you that you can do a malt lager and it not be heavy. This is even lighter than Sam Adams Boston Lager. So even if you look at that beer, so that's just too much for me, man. This is one you can handle. It's the Beer Whisperer. Now that I've alienated everybody, I'm gonna go.